Hey, what's up guys? Gonna do another Zippo trick tutorial. Today we're going to be doing what I call the knuckle up. Very simple trick. You can see I have a high flame on this right now. Just warming up the Zippo for a second here just so that when I do the smack light it will be able to light on the first try. And if you try this when it's cold or if your Zippo hasn't been lit for a while, it does make it just slightly more difficult. So anyway, this trick is, I think, very straightforward. It's going to be a beginner to intermediate trick. And as always, first I'll show you how it's done, and then we'll go ahead and then break it down in parts and explain. Very simple, very straightforward in my opinion. You don't have a great view of this. I'm going to try to do that again from the side. Alright guys, I'm going to give you a side view of that just because it's a little bit hard to pick up on first person perspective because most of the time you're just seeing the top of my hands. So in this instance I will give you a side view as well. So here it is from the side. So what I'm doing here, let me get behind the camera again, is I'm starting off with the Zippo with the hinge up, okay, hinge on top, lid to your right if you're righty. Now I'm putting it in between my knuckles, okay. This is how I'm gripping it. Now it's very important to know that when you're gripping it, you want just this bottom corner to be exposed on the inside of your hand, just like this. It's on kind of a 45-degree angle like this, facing downwards. If you try this trick and you have too much of the Zippo in your hand like this, you actually cover it, it's not going to work out. And I've tried this many different times like this, and you can get a similar effect from it. I mean, sure, you can do the trick, but I really think that it's, woo, almost burned myself there. I'll leave that in because that's fun. That's just reality. But I have been playing with the Zippo a lot lately, and it is steaming hot. Quick little warning there. Yes, that chimney and all the metal parts on the internals will get extremely hot. It is just basically molded sheet metal, and it does retain the heat. So I do suggest every now and then you put your Zippo aside, let the thing cool down. I did warm it up in the beginning of the video just so that it will spark easier, but that's not completely necessary every time. So anyway, moving on to how to do the trick. Hinge on top. The grip is very important. You're going to be putting it between your pointer finger and middle finger knuckles, right in the crevice here. Okay, but what's really holding on to it is the knuckles on both sides. Okay, just like so. Now, what you want to do is kind of open your fist and then close it really fast. What you're doing is you're putting a downward motion on this. Now, once you put enough pressure downwards, it's going to want to reciprocate and go back up. Okay, but since you're gripping onto the lid, what's going to happen is the body's going to swing up and it's going to open. Okay, so this is basically the first part of the trick, is to force it down enough where it's going to completely open. Now what happened there, just doing the demonstration and explaining it to you, is that it did pop back open but had enough force to come down and close. Obviously not what we want. We want to just get it just like that. Okay, now this will take practice. Now you can do this portion of the trick as much as you want without ever lighting it, which is pretty cool because you can do it with an empty Zippo. If you do have multiple ones, this way you can, you know, lower the chances of catching something on fire. Alright, so that's the first part of the trick, is making sure you can get a good grip on the lighter here, and you can consistently open it each time without fumbling around or having it close on you. Okay, so the last step of the trick is actually the easiest part. The first step is flicking this open. Okay, the second step is going to be to smacking it on something to light it, and the third step, once you do the second step, your hand's going to be open like this. The third step is the easiest part, and that is enclosing it. And all you want to do is make a fist. Now, if you make a fist fast, you're going to swing this down into the closed position. The hardest part of this is making sure you keep your tension, your grip between these two fingers very tightly. When you first start this trick, don't light it. Okay? In other words, practice this trick without actually lighting the Zippo. You should do that with all Zippo tricks. Alright, the first thing is flicking it open. Now skip part 2 where you're lighting it, and part 3 is just to make a fist to close it. Keep practicing this as much as it takes so you get this down fluently. Alright, because if you have this thing lit and you don't have the right grip, when you go to throw this down, you're going to throw the thing right out of your hands. Okay, and guess what? You're going to probably light your cat on fire, or your dog, or your couch, or your rug, or something else that's very important to you or your family. So, just be very careful with it. Obviously, we are playing with fire. I always suggest you take the proper precautions. If possible, please practice outside over the lawn. You know, always have some kind of a water, you know, or a fire extinguisher handy. Yada yada yada. Playing with fire or knives can be very tricky, and of course I don't want to see anyone get hurt. So that is the new Zippo trick tutorial, the Knuckle Up. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. I thank you very much for watching. Real quick, a lot of questions on this Zippo. This is an antique finish Zippo with a non-canned bottom, meaning there is no stamping on the bottom. It's completely smooth and flat. One of my favorite Zippos, and this one was born in 2001, making it 1 decade old. So 10-year-old Zippo, however, brand new off the you know, factory production line. It was made to look like it was worn, which is pretty cool. But I put my own scratches and my own smudge marks in it and everything else. And the hinge is getting a little bit loose. Okay, but that is totally common. Remember, when doing Zippo tricks, it is abuse of the lighter. It was not meant to be flipped around and smacked and tossed in the air. So just keep that in mind. Anyway, new Zippo trick tutorial. Hope you guys enjoyed it. I thank you very much for your time. I thank you for watching. And I truly hope you enjoy the rest of your day. Take care, guys.